Hey guys, I'm sitting outside enjoying the sun. It's a beautiful day today, and I just want to talk about something a little bit vulnerable here. So, when it comes to life in general, it's like, why do you think God is asking people to step away from their jobs, from their circumstances that gave them security? Why do you think that God is asking us to start over, essentially? Um, I'll tell you my story. About almost a year ago, back in August, end of August, God told me to step away from my job. And honestly, it was security, but there was a lot of issues at my workplace. But besides the point, I still love the work that I did. Meanwhile, there was, other issues, but that's not a point of this video. This video is to say I think the reason why God is asking us to step away from things is because he's giving us something that not a lot of people have and not a lot of people think about. um like, something we take for granted is essentially time. He's giving us time to spend with him, to get to know him in ways through the struggle that we normally wouldn't do on our own or choose to go through. And I think for me, like, I've done a lot of complaining over the last 8, 9, 10 months anyways, and I've just been keep praying and talking to God through it and saying, like, hey, what is the purpose of this? And I know that every day is looking a little bit, more and more the same, and I'm getting into a routine, and I don't really like routines. Actually, I hate routines. I'd rather switch it up or do something creative. And I think the process of doing this alone, well, I live at home, but the process of doing this by myself, being single, um, is that I have the chance to know Jesus. I have the chance to really like dig deeper. And some days are harder. Some days I go, what the heck? Like, you know, I can't do this and that. I gave up my car. I gave up, that was my freedom. That was my way to get around. That was my way. If I was having a bad day, I'd sit in my car and I'd have a good cry. Like, that was my safety net, and I left my job, and I'm struggling. I really am. And I think with all the things that are happening in this world, I think, how blessed am I actually to learn through experiences what life is actually about. Do you really think that it's about working and fulfilling your self prophecy, your own, you know, personal goals and milestones to get what? What are we getting in the end? And I'm not saying that your accomplishments mean nothing. I'm not saying that the milestones you hit are for nothing, but at the end of the day, like, we can't bring any of this with us. So it's just to put into perspective of thinking outside the box. And I keep seeing a lot of videos of people saying, like, Jesus asked me to leave my job, Jesus asked me to move away. I've done all of that. I moved to BC from Ontario, lived there for a year. I did that solo, drove 45, 47 hours, and that was the biggest thing that I think I've ever done in my life, where I'm like, holy shit, I did that. And it's not to say that God didn't have his hand in it, but like, I was in the driver's seat doing the driving. But he made it happen, and that's because he loves us. But anyways, I just wanted to do a food for thought kind of a video. And if you watched this, thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next. Bye.